For this video we're going to look at updating my Hackintosh from version 10.8.5 to 10.9. That's right, jumping from Mountain Lion all the way up to Mavericks. This is going to show you the step-by-step process. Here we go. Alright, the first thing you want to do is log into the TonyMacX86.com website and visit the downloads page, and there you will see the Mavericks multi-beast file and also the most current Unibeast files. You will want to download both of those, and that will take care of the first step here. Another precursor to this whole process is to visit the App Store on your Hackintosh. So you need something that is at least 10.6.8, I believe, or greater. Ultimately it has to be over the Snow Leopard version, and here you'll see this OS X Mavericks installer, and you'll have to enter your Apple ID and all that good stuff, but you're going to download that. It's going to be a good 5.3 gigs it looks like, but yeah, so take your time getting that download, and that will complete this part of the process. For this step of the process, we're going to need to start by plugging in a USB flash drive that's at least 8 gigabytes in size. As you can see, this one is nearly 16 gigabytes available, so it's good to go. Then you want to go into your applications folder and then click on the utilities folder there, and you will see that there is the option for the disk utility. So here that is one more time, disk utility. And double click on that disk utility and it'll open up the image here. Okay, so then what we're going to do is be creating a single partition. Alright, so you click on the partition. For the volume scheme, you just create one partition. We're going to call it something like USB. Down here you want to click options and make sure that the master boot record is selected. And then click apply. Oh, one other thing is the format. You want to make sure that it's Mac OS Extended Journaled. It's just warning me that it's going to erase everything. Since it was an empty flash drive, it didn't really matter for me, but if you've got something on there, you're going to want to make sure you back it up. Alright, so now that that step is done, if you recall earlier, we downloaded Unibeast and Multibeast from the Tony Mac site. So what you want to do at this point is double click to run Unibeast, and here we go. Here we have Unibeast showing up, and we want to go ahead and run Unibeast, and you will see the welcome to the Unibeast Mac App Store installer. Good stuff. Click the continue button. Continue. Oh, let me point all this out. This is also going to kind of tell you the process that we're going through as well. If you need a refresher, continue through all this good stuff, agree to it. We're going to select USB as the destination. That's the key right there. Alright, we want to do a custom install for Mavericks. So we're going to install Mavericks as the bootable operating system, and if you're working on a laptop or if you have USB support, you may want to add those options, but if you followed all the other tutorial videos on my site, you won't need that. Alright, it says it's going to take 9 megabytes of space. Let's go ahead and install that. Alright, so once that process is complete, you will see the Install OS X Mavericks added to the USB file. Flash drive there. Alright, so now the last thing we want to do is just drag in the Multibeast into the USB file here. And there you can see it's copying Multibeast over. So I've got Install OS X Mavericks and Multibeast Mavericks Edition ready to go. Alright, so now that the OS X Mavericks installation app from the App Store is complete, and I've got the app, the Unibeast and Multibeast set up on my USB drive. It's time to restart my computer and boot from the USB drive in order to officially and completely update my Hackintosh to OS X Mavericks version. So now what you want to do is restart your computer and press the F12 button in order to get into your boot menu. There we go. And as you can see here, we have the option to boot from the USB. So you want to select your USB and we should see the options show up. Alright, at this point you want to select USB for your booting option. You can do that with the left and right arrow keys. You may only have one option available there, depending. Alright, so it may take a minute to load, but eventually you should get this installer screen where you can select your language of choice. And install Mavericks. Looks like it's going to take a little bit to install, so we'll pick it up here in about 45 minutes once this installation process is done. Alright, so after that installation process completed, it took about 45 minutes, I've rebooted the computer and hit F12 because I'm on that gigabyte hard drive to get into the boot device, and once again I'm going to choose the USB stick to boot from, and this time you'll see I've got the Mavericks symbol for both USB or home. In this case I'm going to choose the home to boot. There we go. Let's give that a second to load up. Alright, so after that process of loading, booting to the home drive there and installing Mavericks, you're gonna, you have to log in with your, sign in with your Apple ID, accept their new terms and all that good stuff, and you should then be directed back to your computer, to your desktop, where you might think, okay, I'm done. Well, you're almost done. We've still got to run Multibeast for Mavericks in order to make the drive completely bootable in the future to Mavericks, so that we don't always have to boot from the USB drive. So if you remember, I had saved Multibeast to that USB drive. Right now I'm just opening that up and we will run the configuration wizard there when that is complete. Alright, so that'll create a folder and you can just click into Multibeast, open it up, there we go. Alright, so let's just choose the quick start method. Alright, so if you're unsure of which option to choose here, there is a PDF file that comes with the Multibeast installer that you can check out to determine which is best for your option for your motherboard. But if you have been with me from the start of all of these training videos, you can use what I'm using, which is DSDT3. Okay, so just kind of gives you some pre-configured options for Multibeast. And then now let's go all the way over to build. and click install. Alright, so it's going to go ahead and install all the information based on configuration settings there. It's going to take a minute, so we'll cycle back around here when that's done. Alright, so at this point I get the install succeeded option. So if all went well, I should be able to eject that USB and boot to the new to the updated hard drive. So let's test that now. Just restarted the computer here. The USB drive has been ejected. There we go. We see the new Mavericks logo there. That's looking good. Everything's firing up as it should. Alright, that completes the upgrade from Mountain Lion to Mavericks for a Hackintosh. As you can see, it's now showing version 10.9. And again, that was without the USB, so I'm good to go. I hope this has been very helpful for you. For more information and to stay current with all the Hackintosh goodness, check out hackintoshhowto.com today. Thank you.